Greetings from DCTV News at Noon. I'm Kendra Cook. I'll be your news desk anchor for today. The news is presented by the Dolores County Broadcasting Network with support from the Southwest TV Translator Association. If you have a news topic or story you'd like to see covered, give us a call. The studio number is 970-677-4119. Today's show runs Wednesday at noon and is rebroadcast at 3 at 6 p.m. and again re-aired on Saturday at noon, 3 and 6. We'll be expanding from 3 days of news to 4 days of news this week. A week this year. We hope you will find the localized information worthwhile. Today is January 10th, 2018, and now the news at noon. Regional political news featured an announcement from former Arizona Sheriff Joe Arpaio, reported in the Journal from Cortez. Joe Arpaio, the former Arizona sheriff who was spared a possible jail sentence when President Donald Trump pardoned him for disobeying a judge, announced Tuesday that he would run for the Senate seat being vacated by fellow Republican Jeff Flake. The 85-year-old longtime lawman said that the lack of support for Trump's agenda in Washington inspired him to make the bid. He also cited supporters who urged him to seek public office again after a crushing 2016 re-election defeat following 6 terms as sheriff of Metro Phoenix. Then Trump offered the pardon last summer. Arpaio's plan could set up a race in which one of the president's most prominent supporters attempts to take over for one of his fiercest critics. Flake has sparred with Trump over free trade, immigration reform, and opening relations with Cuba, even while supporting parts of the president's agenda like recent tax cuts. Trump, in turn, has denounced the senator who is not seeking re-election after acknowledging that he could not win a GOP primary in the current political climate. Arpaio's announcement also raised questions about whether he was serious about the Senate or if he was mainly seeking publicity. Over the years, he's flirted with running for Arizona governor no fewer than 5 times before abandoning the idea. Asked whether the White House supports Arpaio's candidacy, spokeswoman Sarah Huckabee Sanders declined to comment. Arpaio said he would accept a Trump endorsement, but he would not seek it. The former sheriff's ambitions also sparked speculation that he could edge out a former Senate state candidate, Kelly Ward, in the GOP primary and could potentially create an opening for Republican Representative Martha McSally, who colleagues have said is planning a Senate run but has not yet made an official announcement. For decades, Arpaio was known for jailing inmates in outdoor tents during triple-digit heat and forcing them to wear pink underwear. He also conducted dozens of immigration crackdowns over a 9-year period, retaliated against political enemies, and failed to adequately investigate more than 400 sex crimes complaints made to his office. The primary to decide nominees will be in August, followed by the general election in November. Reported from the Journal, McPhee Reservoir and San Juan National Forest officials are proposing to open the McPhee boat ramp 2 weeks earlier in mid-April for the 2018 motorized boating season. But in order to do so, the House Creek boat ramp will close down by September 30th, a month early. The McPhee motorized season was shortened in 2016 due to the threat of quagga and zebra mussels, which have infested nearby waterways, including Lake Powell. A new policy requires that all motorized and trailered boats be inspected and decontaminated at the McPhee and House Creek boat ramps during the hours of inspection stations. The mussel larvae can survive for weeks in the ballast of boats and engine compartments. Forest Recreation Manager Tom Rice explained that based on user data, opening up the McPhee boat ramp earlier in spring would better serve the recreation public. We have a limited budget for boat inspection stations, and there is not much use at the House Creek boat ramp in October, he said. This is an opportunity to open the lake up earlier. Because funds are limited, the House Creek boat ramp is only open Friday through Mondays during the boating season, May through October. The McPhee boat ramp is open daily during the season. In October, an average of 3.7 boats per day go through the inspection station at the House Creek boat ramp. On some October days, not one boat uses the ramp the entire day, Rice said, but the inspectors are still getting paid. By cutting House Creek inspection hours, personnel can be allocated earlier in the season to the McPhee ramp, he said. McPhee is getting more use since Totten and Narragansett banned motorized boats because of the mussel threat, said lake engineer Ken Curtis. In 2017, there were 5,283 boat inspections at McPhee, up from 4,836 in 2016. The McPhee boat ramp has the most use on Sundays in June and July, with an average of 129 and 124 daily users, respectively. The House Creek boat ramp's highest use day is on Sundays in July, with an average of 44.2 daily users. The Dolores Town Board supported the plan to open the lake up early. A comment was made regarding new barriers to prevent unauthorized motorized boat launches installed at the Dolores Cemetery and Sagehen area shorelines this year. Quote, "The biggest complaint we hear is that the elderly can't drive right up to the lake anymore to fish," said board member Val Chulson. The location of the barriers at the cemetery access to the lake are adjusted as the shoreline fluctuates because of changing lake levels. Non-motorized boats such as kayaks, canoes, rafts, sailboards, and stand-up boards are exempt from the McPhee inspection regulations because of their low risk of carrying the mussel. Exempt boats can access the lake from anywhere, any time of the year. All boats should be cleaned, drained, and dried before entering and after leaving any lake or river. Reported by the Cortez Journal, the town of Dolores has received final approval from Great Outdoors Colorado to remove playground equipment in Joe Rowell Park. The organization helped pay for the structure through a $100,000 grant with Dolores and a contract that it lasts for 20 years. But due to its deterioration, the 16-year-old structure was closed in September by the town, citing safety concerns. After an assessment showed high repair costs, the town decided that full replacement would be more practical long-term. In December, the town board unanimously voted to request that GOCO release them from the grant contract so the structures could be removed and plans made to build a new playground. GOCO program manager Jake Houston explained that the 20-year grant contract requirements for the Dolores playground is antiquated and has since been revised. Due to Colorado's weather impact on play equipment, GOCO-funded playgrounds are now only expected to last at least 15 years, he said. The new policy has allowed other GOCO grantees to remove their projects as well. The Dolores board formed a Parks Advisory Committee to research and recommend ideas for a new playground to the town board and staff. On Monday, the board appointed the final member. Lisa Holtz will join Nikki Gillespie, Mike Riley, Kaylin Grigg, and Tracy Murphy on the Parks Advisory Committee. Murphy is also a town board member. Meeting dates will be announced soon, and the meetings will be open to the public. The town board is interested in again seeking grant funding from GOCO for the new playground and has reserved $33,000 for matching funds. The process of removing the playground structure will be completed by town park staff. And now, let's take a look at our weather forecast. Frankly, the national weather map looks like a January mess. Yes, with multiple low-pressure systems moving at odds with each other, there's hardly a clear place in the nation except for Texas at this moment. So the story across the U.S. right now is scattered winter rains and snows, thunderstorms, snow, and ice. Then the northeastern part of the U.S. is expected to experience drastic temperature swings later in the week, becoming 10 to 20 degrees warmer by the end of the weekend. But it won't be nice outside. That precipitation continues to plague the East Coast with dreary rains and humidity. The biggest snow story is right here in the Rockies. Regionally, the story is heavy snow and rain falling across the Four Corners, and this will spread north and eastward today as a cold front passes from west to east. All of the mountains are expected to receive significant accumulating snow across eastern Utah and western Colorado. Numerous winter weather advisories and winter storm warnings are in effect through tonight or Thursday morning to account for this snowfall and blowing snow. Check individual warnings for amounts, but a general 10 to 18 inches is expected above 8,500 feet, with locally higher amounts possible. The hazardous weather outlook states that the southwesterly slopes will be favored for snow until late this morning, when winds shift to westerly and northwesterly. Snow level is expected to drop to near 6,000 feet by this evening, with the highest accumulations of snow above 7,500 feet, so that's above our area. Then Thursday into next Tuesday, light snow is expected over the north central Colorado mountains as far south as Vail Pass and the Roaring Fork Valley Thursday morning and again Thursday night into Friday afternoon. After that, we can expect conditions will dry out for the weekend. For our DCTV Local 5-Day Outlook, the National Weather Service shows today snow showers before 11, but it looked like rain drizzles out there now. And then rain showers likely between 11 a.m. and 3 p.m., and then a chance of snow showers after 3 p.m. A high near 41 degrees, south winds 10 to 15 miles an hour becoming northwest in the afternoon. Winds could gust as high as 25 miles an hour. Chance of precipitation is 80%. Total daytime snow accumulation is only expected to be less than half an inch possible. Tonight, a 30% chance of snow showers continues mainly before 9 p.m. Mostly cloudy and then gradually becoming mostly clear with a low around 22 degrees. That wind will be our main concern. It'll be blustery with a north wind 20 to 25 miles an hour, decreasing to 10 to 15 miles an hour after midnight, but those winds could gust as high as 40 miles an hour. Thursday, it all blows out. Sunny with a high near 39, north winds 5 to 10 miles an hour. Thursday night, partly cloudy with a low around 24. Northeast wind around 5 miles an hour, becoming south-southeast after midnight. Friday, it's mostly sunny with a high near 46, south-southeast winds 5 to 10, becoming northwest in the afternoon. Friday night, mostly clear with a low around 24. Saturday, sunny again with a high near 46. Saturday night, mostly clear with a low down around 23. Sunday, sunny with a high near 47. Sunday night, mostly clear with a low around 24. And for Martin Luther King Day, Monday, sunny with a high near 48 degrees. Monday night, mostly clear with a low around 24. And now, back to the news. The Cortez Sanitation District may go solar at the lift stations. This reported by the Journal. The Cortez Sanitation District is considering an installation of solar panels to save money on energy. During the district's meeting on Monday, the board of directors met with John Shaw of Durango-based company Shaw Solar to discuss the pros and cons of using solar panels to power its sewer lift stations. The board is considering a possible lease purchase agreement with Shaw, similar to one of the city of Cortez signed in 2016 to install solar panels at City Hall. The directors did not make a decision about the solar panels on Monday, but they agreed to research the topic and bring it up again at future meetings. Shaw estimated the panels would save the district about 5% of its current energy costs. The panels also come with a 25-year warranty, which could save money on repairs and replacements. He said he believed his company's solar panels would improve the energy efficiency of the lift stations, and added that the installation would leave space for new panels to be added in the future if necessary. The district has the option of purchasing the panels outright, leasing them for 25 years, or leasing them for 6 years and then purchasing them at a reduced rate. Some directors said they weren't sure the savings would be enough to make up for the cost of installing the panels if the district chose to purchase them. Board President Ryan Griglag suggested that they speak with staff from the city of Cortez to find out how well their solar panel installations are working so far. Director Jim Candelaria expressed concern about the cost of an upfront purchase, but he said he liked the 25-year lifespan of the panels and thought installing them would be good for the environment. Quote, 5% is 5%, he said. If we can do the right thing for the carbon footprint, that's a very good thing to do. District Manager Jan Nelson said she would research other solar companies in the region to see whether any of them might offer better deals. Durango School District's Farm to School program now brings the beef. According to the Durango Herald, a year and a half into its existence, Durango School District 9R's Food Distribution Center is thriving and has allowed the district to expand its offerings. The newest addition to school menus is local beef. The school district purchased 4 cows from rancher Walter Jones in Vegas and began serving them in December after having them slaughtered at Sunnyside Farms, said Julie Popp, spokeswoman for the school district. The beef will last the schools for half a year. The cows were grass-fed and grass-finished, she said. Grass-finished means they have the highest nutrition value all the way up until the end of their life. The distribution center aggregates fruits, vegetables, and meat from local farms for 9R and other nearby school districts. Krista Garand, the district's coordinator of student nutrition, said, quote, "We provide the infrastructure that some of the smaller school districts do not have. Each district orders food directly from the farmer and is invoiced individually," she said. The distribution center located at Durango High School holds the food for the other districts, providing a single pickup and drop-off point. However, it is helpful for the other districts. That's often what smaller school districts struggle with and why they can't do farm to school, Pop said. The majority of the food 9R brings in through its farm to school program comes from La Plata and Montezuma counties, but also as far away as Delta. The steadiest suppliers include Fields to Plate Produce and Adobe House Farms of Durango, Mancus's Mountain Roots, and Maddox Orchards in Olathe. Duran said the distribution center allows 9R to buy larger quantities of food, handle them more safely, and manage the food better, resulting in less food waste. In addition to bringing in foods, the facility keeps certain foods separate, Pop said. For instance, it allows 9R to run a gluten-free bakery. The facility has also improved District 9R's bottom line, Pop said. For a while there, we were paying $300,000 above and beyond our reimbursement from the state to maintain our farm-to-school program. Participation rates have gone up, and we've brought in other elements, so our extra costs have gone down. We're probably only pumping in about $120,000 extra now. Updates from thecannabis.co on how the DOJ's announcement last week is affecting states' rights regarding marijuana legalities. Colorado's congressional delegation convened an emergency meeting Tuesday in Washington, D.C. to shore up protections for state legal marijuana operations and, in turn, states' rights. In the meeting, members advanced plans for federal marijuana protections and honed near and long-term strategies to counter U.S. Attorney General Jeff Sessions' rescission of the 2013 Cole memo. Representative Diane DeJette, Democrat from Colorado, the senior member of the delegation who convened the meeting, said Sessions' action really takes direct aim at states like Colorado that have taken state action and are working responsibly to implement marijuana legalization. The Attorney General's marijuana policy shift has brought together delegates who otherwise held widely divergent philosophies to take action and plan future moves. 4 Colorado representatives fired off a letter Tuesday to Sessions, urging him to reinstate the memo. Such a move, they argued, would ensure that the federal government is not unduly interfering in state policy. Next, they planned for the immediate future. Colorado congressional leaders are spearheading efforts to hitch a budget rider onto the spending bill that will be debated in the next week, DeJette said. The spending bill amendment is expected to mirror the McClintock-Polis amendment provision that prevents Justice Department spending from interfering with state legal marijuana regulations and businesses. Then they began thinking long-term. DeJette said that members of the Colorado delegation were supportive of her Respect States and Citizens' Rights Act of 2017, which was introduced in last May. The bill, previously introduced by DeJette and Representative Mike Coughlin, Republican from Colorado, in 2012, 13, and 15, would amend the Controlled Substance Act's preemption clause by inserting the following exception. Section B, special rule regarding state marijuana laws. In the case of any state law that pertains to marijuana, no provision of this title shall be construed as indicating an intent on the part of the Congress to occupy the field in which that provision operates, including criminal penalties to the exclusion of state law on the same subject matter, nor shall any provision of this title be construed as preempting any such state law. DeJette said she's building support in the Senate for a yet-to-be-drafted companion bill. She said, if we can build a bipartisan, bicameral coalition for my legislation, then I think we might really have a shot at getting it through. Reported by the Journal out of Dolores, Melissa Waters was appointed to the Dolores Town Board on Monday. She fills a seat vacated by Trevor Ince, who was recently resigned. Waters has lived in Dolores for 6.5 years and has been a teacher for 16 years. She currently teaches at Southwest Open School in Cortez. She has a bachelor's degree in civil engineering and a master's degree in environmental engineering and worked in that field for about 7 years. I believe my background and experience will serve the town of Dolores well, Waters said. I really care about this town and am honored to serve on the board. Waters must run successfully in the upcoming election to retain her seat. She plans to be a candidate. Dolores residents will elect 4 town trustees and the mayor in an April 3rd election. The election will be conducted via mailed ballots. The mayoral candidate receiving the highest number of votes will be elected to a 2-year term. The 3 trustees receiving the highest number of votes will be elected to 4-year terms, and the 1 candidate with the next highest number of votes will receive a 2-year term. Eligible candidates must be at least 18 years of age on Election Day, are required to be registered electors, and to have resided in the town of Dolores for at least 12 consecutive months before the date of the election. Nominating petitions may be picked up at the Dolores Town Hall from January 2nd to the 25th. The deadline for a nomination petition is 4 p.m. January 22nd, filed at the town clerk's office. The 4 board members whose terms are up are Ginger McClellan-Swope, Duval Trilson, Waters, and Tracy Murphy. The mayor's position, currently held by Santiago Lopez, is also up for election. Board members James Biard's and Isabel Boyce's terms expire in April of 2020. The town is also seeking to hire a town manager. An interim manager will first be hired for 3 to 6 months, and a permanent one hired by August. Qualifications include a minimum of 3 years of experience as a municipal manager and a bachelor's degree in practical and applicable field. Interested applicants should contact Lana Hancock at lana@townofdolores.com. Proposals will be accepted until 4:30 p.m. Friday, January 26. Accepting the interim position does not preclude the interim manager from applying for and accepting the manager position. For more information on the election or town manager position, call the Dolores Town Hall at 970-882-7720. Today's High Canyon Country happenings. January 12th, it's live music with the Standard Duo at the Wild Edge Brewing Collective Friday from 7 to 9 p.m. That's 11 North Market Street in Cortez. Joshua has been a regular act there, and they are excited to have him joined by Guy for a set in the tap room. There's no cover charge. They say of the music, take some old records out of your grandma's attic, marinate them with rye whiskey, cook them on a cast iron skillet in the heart of the mighty San Juans, and you'll get the Standard Duo's music. It's not bluegrass, it's not folk, it's somewhere in between. Saturday, January 20th, is an introduction to beginning beekeeping hosted by the Veterans Homestead Project, starting at 1 p.m. going to 2:30 at the Veterans Outreach Center, 432 North Broadway in Cortez. It's $10 to the public or free to veterans and their families. Please call to RSVP at 214-3214. January 12th is also the TES Talk presented by First National Bank in Cortez, hosted by the Cortez Retail Enhancement Association and the City of Cortez. It'll be held from 7 to 8:30 p.m. at the Montezuma Cortez High School. It's free to the public. Come out to hear Robert Boudwin, NBA Hall of Fame mascot, talk about how you can be stronger than you think you are and how he made his way from a part-time minimum wage employee of the Houston Rockets to creating Clutch the Bear, the mascot, and building the brand into an internationally recognized figure, and Robert making over $250,000 a year as a professional goofball. All of the happenings are posted up on our DCTV News at Noon Facebook page, along with the YouTube replays, weather, and original stories and local posts. To share your event or information, contact us. It's dcbnnews@gmail.com or call the station 970-677-4119, and we'll be sure to get your news on air. Thanks for tuning in for the DCTV News at Noon show. Please check us out on Facebook. It's DCTV News at Noon, and catch any of the broadcasts at noon, 3, and 6 throughout the week on channel 32.1 or on YouTube and Facebook. From Dove Creek, Colorado, I'm Kendra Cook, and I'm not telling you what to do, but I do suggest you have a wonderful day.